It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day, and it is day one in Manteca. I know, right? Manteca is in the Central Valley, and this is a follower of our YouTube videos. She's one of our subscribers, and since she is literally on the way up to our NorCal property, we stopped by last time on our way up, had lunch with her, looked at her yard, and determined that yes, indeed, we can do it. So, Tom Jesch from Waterwise Botanicals assisted me by curating plants that will tolerate this 9B environment. And it's a harsh 9B. It is hot a really long time of the year, and it gets quite chilly in the winter.
It stays hot till like 5.
Yeah, and it stays hot until, 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. Surprising, I learned some things from Tom, who is an expert on this area. And like Petalanthus macrocarpus does well here and does not freeze. How interesting. This is a euphorbia, and I would have thought that they would have been a no-go. My precious barrel cactus are a go, so I got lots and lots of those. You might note this gorgeous agave. I will get shark tooth. I will get the botanical for you before we leave this week. This is a plant that is not in production yet, and I was very fortunate that Tom allowed one to leave his possession. You will also note that I'm going to be utilizing some non-succulents like this little dianthus. I can't really do any like ruchia or any of my my typical ground cover choices here, so we're going to try some hardy perennials. The Dakari, the popcorn aloe, is supposed to do very well. And you probably noticed these two Aeonium Zwartkopfs. These are Elizabeth's. These are our clients. And I think they're stunning. And the fact that she was able to grow these here gives me hope for the rest of the collection. Mangaves, also 2 thumbs up from Tom. For height, we've got cotyledon dollar store, and this was a little bit of a tough sell for me because I don't like flopsy mopsy, there it is. But he assured me and showed me some mature plants on the property in the display gardens at Waterwise, and it really was quite lovely. We've got, Tricholobivia, Trichoceras, some other silvery non-succulents. Some of you may do better at IDing these guys than me. I think it's kind of a daisy-like plant, but the silver foliage might work really, really well in our installation. Like, look at these cute little yellow flowers. So we'll see. I've got to expand my parameters if I'm going to be working in the Central Valley. And sidebar, guys, on this street, it's like this has just been kind of newly developed, this area, and there are just home after home after home after home, and everybody's got a lawn without exception. So I'm hoping that once we see how well all of these things do here, we'll be able to convert her grass to a cactus garden and just blow the minds of everybody. Sedums, Echeveria Hermsii ruby slippers. I've got some mixed cans of plants. Our client Elizabeth understands that some of these may or may not survive, some of these smaller things, and she's okay with that. But I needed to bring in some seasonal color to make this go. And the little Sedum Angelina.
It's been so long since we've worked with those.
Yeah, we haven't worked with this plant in so long, but it's supposed to do really well here. You can see how her rose bush here is struggling with mildew. Just not the happiest camper. And poor Elizabeth, she's tried everything and had just really, really poor success. So I'm really hoping that this is going to go super well for her. Then look at I've got the hedgehog cactus. I've got mammillarias for days. Just extraordinary. This area in here is going to be dedicated cactus garden. I am going to leave the ornamental plum for now. Ultimately, I don't love this in a cactus garden, but we're just going to see if we can deal with it. If it just doesn't work, she will make that decision and remove it if necessary. But here in Manteca, we need canopies and we need shade. And none of my tree aloes, Tom didn't feel comfortable with any of those, trying to introduce any of those because of the very, very cold temperatures. She's got a pomegranate tree here that's doing really well. I pulled in a couple of pretty pieces of driftwood to work into the installation. And this is going to be our tapestry area here under this, you guessed it, jacaranda. But she's okay with it. You know, she understands and loves, she has very OCD like me. She loves cleaning up detritus. And so this is where it's going to go. This is going to be removed. The daylilies are going to be rehomed. And this area all the way to this, basically to this persimmon tree, will be dedicated succulent tapestry area. Then the cactus garden will wrap all the way around. This rose bush has really struggled over the last few years. It'll be removed, as will all of the mint. And the cactus garden will go all the way down to about here. So yeah, I mean, it's a pretty decent size of a planting space. Microclimatically, hot, just on fire all through here. In the summer, this over here is more protected, gets a little more shade and dappled sun. So that's my idea, to do the tapestry on this side and the cactus garden on that side. Greg and I are off to Ed's Rockery to take a look at boulders and soil and top dressings. And Hannah and Luke are here to assist us to offload tools, bring them back, do some of the excavations of the plant material. Greg right now is testing irrigation. He's going to be making modifications to what you see here is the typical, you know, hard line with the pop-ins for the spaghettis, which we hate this, don't we? So we're going to convert that into something more efficient. We're not in Kansas anymore, guys. So we went to Ed's Rockery, and it was very grim. It was a sea of beige. But we'll probably be able to get some 3/8 top dressing rock there that is very similar to Cali Gold, so that's good. But the boulders, so we are at Eden Landscape Supply in Lathrop, which is the next town over, and we found some stuff that we can work with, like this fieldstone, which is, you know, almost like lava rock. It's really dark. And that's what I need because everything is beige up here and I need some pop. So I told Greg, well, let's go see if the Home Depot's got like bags of burgundy. And he said, I don't know if they have Home Depots here. And my head spun off its axis. Where am I? But it's okay. Everything is fine, right? Okay. So they do have a product that looks like lava rock. Right? We found something here that's similar that might work. So all is well. I mean, but this is pretty much it. You know, everything is beige and round. The boulders over here, I found some we can work with. These are also fieldstone. But, you know, it's a little hard to even see what color they are because they're so dirty, but they look like they've got a lot of brown, which is what I need. You know, I need a darker color. They also are covered, you know, in some moss, which is kind of cool. And I'm really happy with the size, size, because we have just the little dolly with us. And we are not equipped to move giant 3-foot boulders into this landscape where we're working and don't need 3-foot boulders. So I'm going to have Greg cherry pick out about 35 rocks out of this area that are going to be about this size right here. Then we'll pull in that basket of the darker fieldstone and then do the light top dressing, and I might even also throw in some of the little burgundy-ish. It's more reddish brown, half-inch. All in all, it's great and it's going to be stunning. So It's supposed to get into triple digits today. Greg and I want to wrap this up before it gets too hot. And yeah, you know, particularly if you live in a, you know, what I'm always babbling on about, a hostile climate, or if you're up here in NorCal. I had one follower reach out and say, hey, I live in Manteca, can I stop by? And I said, sure, just email me at designforserenity@yahoo.com. If you're in the area and you want to come visit, say hello, or I don't know, grab a shovel and help. You'd be most welcome. So we're going to start with 4 yards of amended topsoil, then start working our boulders over there and getting all stockpiled today so that we can break ground on this epic NorCal install tomorrow. This has been Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with day 1 in Manteca and your succulent tip of the day. Bye guys. Okay.